A star-studded ceremony welcomed Los Angeles' first woman mayor. A record number of diverse leaders now govern the country's biggest cities. But what does this really mean for underserved populations? I'm Domati Pungo, and this is MTV News Need to Know. LA's newest mayor, Karen Bass, is already making headlines as she becomes the first woman and first black woman to lead the country's second largest city. The inauguration on Sunday featured surprise performers like Stevie Wonder, who sang Keep Our Love Alive and Living for the City, and Chloe Bailey, who got to play Stevie's keyboard. Los Cafeteras also performed, as did poet Amanda Gorman. She said during her reading, "The time of never before is officially past." Bass, who was on President Joe Biden's short list for vice president, got her start as a South Los Angeles community organizer 30 years ago, before later becoming a six-term representative. She was sworn in by Vice President Kamala Harris and said her first order of business includes tackling LA's massive homelessness issue.
I will start my first day as mayor at the city's emergency operations centers, where my first act as mayor will be to declare a state of emergency on homelessness. My emergency declaration will recognize the severity of our crisis and break new ground to maximize our ability to urgently move people inside and to do so for good.
Not only will the emergency order make it easier to funnel resources to the most affected areas, it also signals to voters that the mayor is making this a priority. Homelessness was a contentious issue in the recent election and something that LA County has been dealing with for decades. This year, about 42,000 people in LA experience homelessness, and Black Americans are overrepresented in this population. As of this year, Black people account for 30% of the unhoused in LA County, but make up just 9% of the population. It's problems like these that the African American Mayors Association says diverse leaders are best equipped to address. In an interview with CNN, Phyllis Dickerson, CEO of the AAMA, said Black mayors bring a different perspective to public office and can identify not only problems they have experienced, like the need for public housing and food insecurities, but solutions to those issues. And maybe this is why we're seeing this trend in diverse leadership in large metropolitan cities. For the first time in history, the top 4 of America's major cities are run by Black mayors. Eric Adams in New York City, Lori Lightfoot in Chicago, and Sylvester Turner in Houston. These cities have seen profound demographic shifts. All 4 are now majority-minority cities, with Latinos now making up the largest non-white ethnic group in each of these locales. And how these folks got in office is in large part due to a number of young, diverse voters seeking change in the highest offices. Karen Bass was supported in large part by younger left-leaning Black and brown voters. She earned the most votes in LA history. Now, that being said, these constituencies are still holding Black mayors accountable. Both mayors Lori Lightfoot and Eric Adams, for example, have faced significant criticism for enacting policies that run counter to their progressive voter blocs. Amid the protests in 2020 responding to anti-Black police violence, activists in Chicago called for reducing police budgets to allocate resources to underserved communities. Well, Lightfoot increased police budgets in 2023 to over $1.9 billion. Mayor Adams' time in office has been met with some mixed reactions as well. He's been criticized for not bringing measurable improvements in crime and housing affordability, with the bulk of the criticism coming from Black leaders. So obviously, true advocacy extends well beyond identity politics. Houston's Mayor Sylvester Turner, the longest tenured of the 4, told Politico, "When Black voters support Black mayors, there's sometimes an elevated level of trust and a belief they'll be sympathetic to their hardships. That's why new policies must be intentionally targeted to cut across ethnic and socioeconomic lines to lift everyone." But even a Black mayor can become a key player in larger, deep-seated systems of disinvestment, which means accountability has to be a year-round job, not just something we champion at the ballot box. I'm Domati Pungo, and that's what you need to know.